Hello, this is Nick995. For this video, I just want to talk about Destroy All Humans review. This is like an official, quick review. I know yesterday I did a video based on Destroy All Humans remake. This is me talking about the review. Quick, some more thoughts on it. So, like I mentioned yesterday, Destroy All Humans offers lots of freedom. You can go, you're going to different places in America, 1950s. Then there's these open world, well, it's like semi-open world, but you can fly, telekinesis, you can lift up things, you can extract human brains, you can even mimic human forms. So you can create your own hologram, and then yeah, you basically you can actually make yourself look human. And the flying, as I mentioned, like here, for example, here, like it's really fun. Not many games allow you to fly, or I use a jetpack, so it's a very unique mechanic. There's a lot of funny moments in the story. Obviously, this is kind of based on a period in 1950s. I like the cartoonish feeling of the game. It feels very cartoonish. The NPCs, like the people models, like in this game, they look very cartoonish. Like if you look at their nose or whatever, or eyes, they look very cartoonish. And then yeah, but the graphics, it looks a lot like Ratchet and Clank, like if Ratchet and Clank was on Earth. Now, great graphics, as you can see, it's very beautiful game, very nice game. Lots of different powers, like I mentioned yesterday, lots of things. And the good thing about once you start the mission, because you're basically coming, you're trying to, are you like a new, I like this one, Alien, right? So you're trying to, like you knew the Earth, and then you gotta kind of learn about humans and their civilization, and then eventually your race, the Furons, wanna take over. It's the main story. So I had a lot of infiltration missions. There's lots of cloning. No, well, not cloning. There's lots of mimicking of human forms to infiltrate like this one base. It's a very fun. Lots of different mission varieties. Like for the main missions, even one where you gotta fight like these giant robots. You have your saucer, which is like kind of like your attack ship. So you have heat rays. You can create huge bombs. You can create sonic booms. So there's lots of variety to it. But the one thing though, they will know, the downside is that with the challenge mode isn't as good. I say the challenge mode here basically, there's something where you're chasing this drone, then the drone will have these. It will leave behind like these DNA points. Like you collect DNA points for upgrades, but it's like yeah, you barely even progress in that challenge mode, on challenge mode. So that can be very problematic. It can feel very grindy, like you're grinding. So yeah, it is very problematic, and I don't know. I just didn't have the challenge modes that weren't that good, in my opinion. Now I didn't like. There's also the fact that your saucer weapons kind of feel underpowered, and like there's this one. Okay, the final boss of the game is basically like a bullet sponge or like a punching sponge where it takes so much. Like it's so long. Like it's just this one unnecessarily long boss. It's so bad. Like it just drags the game down by a lot. Like like it drags the game down by a lot. I will not buy a lot, but it drags that part of the game, like the boss elements, like just the bosses in this game. I could have been better. I just basically feel like attack sponges, but it kind of balances out because the game overall is pretty easy. Like you play as an alien that can lift up people like with his mind. You can mind control people, so it's kind of easy. But I want to get to the last two. But the second last boss fight was good, but the last one, oh my god, it's just unnecessarily long. The bullet sponges, you gotta constantly find bullets like for your saucer. Oh my god, I just hated it. I hated it. But that's what I really got. That's why I like Destroy Humans 2 better than 1. Destroy Humans 2 was a lot better, in my opinion. And also the weapon variety. You didn't get many weapons in this game. There's only 4 weapons. Where in Destroy Humans 2 you get like 9. I believe it's twice as much. You get 8 and plus 1 bonus, I think, in 2. But this one you didn't get much. Like for a standard, for your, like for, your regular ground weapons, like the Zapomat, you can zap people, you can extract people's brains for DNA, you can burn people, incinerate them, but it didn't really have a lot of gun varieties in this one. Probably because yeah, it's the first game, and then at the time they probably didn't. The original came out 2005, so back then they probably didn't think much about the gun variety. Now, I kind of wish they would add more guns. Like this game need like like a certain assault rifle for your what there's no assault rifle like some sort of space laser assault rifle or something where you can summon plants in the ground. I know like I know later games had that, but for this remake they could have added more. This is a remake. This came out last year, 2020, so they could have added a lot more. Like for that. But it's a very unique game, Destroy All Humans remake. Like barely anybody talked about this game this year because everybody's focused on Last of Us 2, Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima. Great game, Ghost of Tsushima. And now Cyberpunk, the miss of that game, the miss that Cyberpunk is. But this game got overshadowed. And then early on in the year, you had Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 3 remake. I believe Animal Crossing came out this year. I believe so. And then the pandemic hit, and they changed everything, and then yeah, but it just got overshadowed. But that reminds you a lot of a Ratchet and Clank. If you played it, if you ever played the PlayStation exclusive Ratchet and Clank, it reminds it'll remind you a lot. It has a similar feel to it. Jokes, story, yeah, action, lots of action. With this one though, you're basically more powerful than Ratchet because you have the mind control. You can fly. Ratchet can fly too because he has a jetpack, but a telekinesis. Man, just so you can clone people. Man, that's an amazing experience. One day I wanna, like one day if I ever find out how to record PS2 footage, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna review Destroy All Humans 2, one of my favorite games of all time. But anyways, please like, subscribe, share the video. Please share the video as views are very hard to come by. Thank you.